Are you ready? Because I know I'm ready. Are you ready to get hype as fuck?
Hype as fuck.
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 Hype as fuck. Hype AF.
Get hyped as fuck.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Skyman are tapping the fuck in.
And if you haven't heard already, hype as fuck, baby. Let's go.
What up, you guys? Welcome to an episode of Get Hype AF podcast. 1 second. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can. It's really loud. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Get Hype AF podcast. I am your host, Mad Whack Jackson, and today we have our guest Upset, or aka Upset Beats, also known as Dave Allen, with us. I'm going to tag him up in these videos real quick, and we're going to bring him on. So while I do that, why don't you guys do me a solid, and if you're watching, tag your homie, share this out, like and subscribe, and don't forget to ask some questions during the video. All right. So got that done. Bloop. We're going to share this out to Hype, and we are going to, without any further ado, bring on our guests. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing out there? How are you doing today?
All right. What up? It's good to have you here. It's starting to get a little toasty out here, but we're still good. So we're going to have a good show, I think.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it, and I've seen some of your interviews with some of the other homies, and yeah, it was very entertaining, and I'm just glad to be on the show today. So
to get everyone kind of just a little familiar with you, if they don't know who you are, why don't you tell us how old you are, if you like to, and where you're from and where you are now, if they are different.
I've been doing it for a while. I'm 42 years old right now. Don't look like it sometimes. I don't know. I guess that's up to other people to decide. From where I started to where I'm at now, really started off early on just freestyling at house parties and really just having fun. I always loved hip hop. Just found out I had a skill for being able to freestyle and come up with words off the top of my head. I was kind of late, actually.
The Hype, and we are gonna ignore that feedback I've had.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, just kind of developed my craft more of like freestyling at house parties and weddings. Every time I go to a friend's wedding or something, and everybody knew I had a skill to freestyle, it became a thing where they're like the unofficial wedding singer, right? So they'd ask me if I'd bless them with a freestyle for the wedding, and that's kind of how I started. And people kind of started talking amongst themselves about, my skill level and being able to freestyle and come up with things that were right there in the moment. And really, it wasn't until a little bit later on, that I decided that maybe, I'd sit down and really start putting together songs and learning how to make my own beats and just, actually pursuing it as something more serious than just having fun with it. So I always appreciate that, the being based in the freestyle department, I guess you could say, because I always felt like that helped me when it actually came time to make some real tracks, so yeah.
Well, my next question was what got you started, but you seem to have just answered that for us.
Yeah. Well, actually, with me, actually, the name Upset itself started when I actually used to do graffiti before music, and so that's what I wrote was Upset was my tag. And so when I started doing music, it was already kind of a nickname of mine, and so I just carried it over with the music and kept that name going. And so yeah.
Awesome. Graffiti. That's my favorite type of art, honestly. I
Oh,
can't.
yeah, it's amazing.
I'm not going to say I can't do it, but I wish I was a lot better at that style. Let's just put it that way.
Oh yeah, some people are just so amazing at it, and it's definitely a really cool skill. And I focus a lot of my time on music, but every now and then it feels good just to draw something and realize, or even do a painting or something, and still tap back into to that skill as well. It's good for the brain, good for the soul.
Oh yeah. What up, Malex, Cody Ross, Clarissa Bennett? Thank you guys for tuning in. I think I seen Rob in here.
Yeah,
Thank you guys for watching.
that's awesome.
So you kind of told us how you got started, but can you maybe give us how long you've been doing music?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would say overall, I think maybe one of my first recorded songs was maybe like 2008. We were just putting it on burnt CDs. It was like I remember some of my first stuff was made off of every type of equipment you could find that we could scrounge together. None of us had any money or a budget to put into it, so we would use like a homie's laptop or a multi-track recorder or whatever we could, an instrumental, and just kind of put together like a mixtape. And I remember I'd go around and like give out the mixtape. I had this song that we made a long time ago with my band that I was in called Mankind. But in one of those lines, I said, selling these burnt CDs at Burger King. You know what I mean? Like that was real. Like, but I was just giving them out at that time. I wasn't trying to sell them or nothing like that. I just wanted people to hear what we were doing at the time, and that's kind of how that grew, I guess. But I would say, as far as taking it to another level, being more serious about it, and trying to make it more of a career path than just a hobby, I would say maybe the last 10 or 11 years, probably. I would say around 2012 is when I got a lot more serious about it and wanted to pursue it more than just making music. And, since then became everything about my life. It's a huge part of my life and huge part of my lifestyle. And there's not a day that goes by where I'm not trying to work on something with the music, whether it's songs or show promotion.
It definitely, it consumes you. You don't,
Absolutely.
once you get into it, you just, something happens and all of a sudden you don't even realize what's about to happen. You just are hit in the face. The next thing you know, it's become just everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a huge part of me as a person, but also deep within my soul. I just it's something that I'm gonna continue to do in one way or the other. It's something that I imagine myself being involved with something musically throughout my whole life. So even when I'm older and more gray, then and there's going to be a day where I'm not on stage, I'll make sure I'm still involved in some way, whether it's managing an artist, helping put together the show. I mean, in some way, there's always going to be something for me when it comes to music as a whole.
So who would you say are some of your biggest inspirations in music or in life in general, honestly?
I've said this before. One of my biggest inspirations, and I'll get back to the hip hop too. But one of my biggest inspirations, honestly, is Smokey Robinson as an artist, as a person, as a producer, just everything that, if you do the history on it and know the history. But when I was younger, my mom used to listen to just a lot of, I love that about my mom. She has a wide range of musical taste. She would listen to anything from, Fleetwood Mac to Motown to all kinds of stuff. So as a kid, I was able to hear some of that stuff and really, really loved Motown music, which kind of blended really well with me already loving hip hop too. So, that's a lot of the origins and roots of hip hop, kind of go back from Motown as a record label. But Smokey Robinson, I would say, just as a person, as what he meant to that label. That guy was like one of the first guys to really like do it all, you know, whether it was producing, songwriting, A&R, quality control. I mean, just from top to bottom, you know, just great influence and good inspiration there. I mean, if we could all be like Smokey Robinson, we're gonna be doing pretty good. So, but as far as hip hop goes, you know, I am a little bit older.
I want to stop you just for a second, because I'm familiar with the name, but I will be straight up honest. I need to go research, but I want to mention to everyone else watching this show, because I have a feeling I'm probably not the only one. But if you don't know, please do go do your research.
Yeah.
Because I know enough to know that Smokey Robinson is nothing to laugh at or to be sleeping on. Definitely. So if you don't know who he's talking about, please Google it.
Yeah. I just see it like, yeah, that's an older generation and music from a long time ago and stuff. But I think that some of the things, especially Motown as a record label, what they did then was kind of like the blueprint for what a lot of hip hop labels became as far as their artist development and you know, just getting on the radio and stuff like that. So. Yeah,
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I wanted to just bring you. You were going to tell us now about into hip hop.
Yeah, you know, I kind of refer to it as like I came up in what I like to call the golden era of hip hop, and that's not saying anything about any other music now or versus then. It's just kind of what I refer to that time of, like, you know, 90s hip hop, early 2000s hip hop. To me, that seemed like the golden era, where you had, you know, Tupac and Nas and Biggie and Wu-Tang Clan and just, I think all the lyricism is what I kind of attracted to or gravitated to, I should say, when I was younger. Just the storytelling and just the way that people were putting together the words. So a lot of those guys, it's hard to really pick one. You know, Eminem's definitely up there. It was definitely one of those things when he broke through. You know, I was already freestyling and stuff like that, but I think he kind of showed the world that, you know, whoever you are, whatever the color of your skin, if you're good, you're good. And, you know, you can break through, you know? And so I think I've just always been more about the lyricism of hip hop. So a lot of underground stuff. I mean, like I said, my musical range is, especially when hip hop, there's so many dope artists throughout the history of time and even currently now that you know, it's really hard to say exactly each one, but I would say, yeah, I mean, Tupac, Eminem, Nas, Wu-Tang, DMX was a huge one for me. I love the song Slippin' by DMX. That's always a classic. So yeah, I mean, yeah, really, you know, just legends in the game, and it's cool to see him still out there doing it, you know, to this day. So
hell yeah. So from your legends in the game to kind of more now, can you tell us one or two songs that you currently just keep finding yourself on repeat? You're like, I just love this song, whether they be mainstream or underground artists. What are two songs that you are just stuck on right now?
Yeah, that's a really good question right there. Because with my playlist, it's kind of on it just kind of whatever comes up at the moment. You know, there's I probably have to say, if there's one that I keep running back lately or in the last year or so, it'd probably have to be something Strange Music related or maybe King ISO. We've done some shows with him and stuff like that, so I've heard him perform them live, and just what an amazing artist too, especially coming from Nebraska and Omaha and everything. But as far as one in general, I would say the one I've listened to a lot this year was probably Stones by King ISO off his Ildren album that he just dropped earlier this year. So that's one that I've been running back, but it's kind of hard to say. There's quite a few in the playlist. You know, I listen to a lot of the homies' music, you know. It's pretty cool to have been doing music throughout the years and getting to know other artists. And then, you know, when you're just chilling, like you're going through your playlist and it's homies, it's people you've met. You know, I really do listen to other artists' music, you know, so yeah, it's a cool feeling, you know, so.
No, definitely. Now, we're going to get into some of your stuff now. What is one of the favorite songs out of your collection so far that you have written, made, produced?
You know, My Village is going to be probably the first one I would tell people about, just because it's the one that's most known around here, and I've performed it everywhere from, you know, coast to coast to, you know, all over the country. When I've traveled, I've, you know, done that show in St. Louis and South by Southwest, stuff like that. So I would say that one, as far as like the show banger, the one that I would, you know, try to get people introduced to my music with. But there's quite other ones that, you know, I'm happy about. I mean, the one I'm really probably most proud about and will be for my whole life is the song I wrote for my daughter called Beautiful Girl. You know, I wrote that a few months after she was born and everything. And, you know, it's been cool to see her be able to grow up to that song. And, you know, who knows? Beautiful Girl Part 2 might be on the way. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But I think, you know, there's a lot of the stuff that we have put together that I've been proud of. I'm proud of everything that I've been getting featured on this year. It's really cool to have a lot of the other, you know, Nebraska artists reach out to want me on their tracks, you know. So it's always a good, humbling feeling and cool to be included with other people's music as well.
Hell yeah, I agree. I mean, honestly, for me personally, doing collaborations are my favorite part of music. I feel I just so far, I seem to do better with them, and they're funner. I just enjoy working with my buddies.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
So this time it's the same question. Do you have a favorite song, but that you like to do live?
As far as at my shows?
Yeah, which one is out of your, when you go out and you do performance, which is your favorite song to go out there and do?
I mean, I do go back to My Village just because that's kind of usually like the show closer. It's the one that really kind of punches people in the face, if you will. I really like performing Say What Up too. I have a song called Say What Up. That one has always, I wouldn't even say it's not necessarily a challenge to perform it now, but it's one of those that it's probably one of my faster raps that I've ever really put together. The lyricism on it, I'm really happy with that one. That's always a fun one to do too. You know, it's get a show that, you know, I can take it up a notch as far as the tempo, which tempo I'm rapping at, and that's a good one. I usually feel like is a good one to start the shows. It's kind of a good, you know, bring everybody in what's happening, and then yeah. So I would say Say What Up's fun. My Village, there's, you know, a few others there too. So yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So now, if we can, we are going to try to check one out. Actually, if we can, really? I'm going to try to bring up, and we're going to try to watch this My Village right now, since you keep talking about it so much. So,
oh, cool. Awesome.
Bear with me. Hopefully this will work.
Go upset in the booth. Yeah, what up, Mario on the beat. This is my village, this is my town, this is my city, this is how it goes down. This is my village, this is my town, this is my city, this is how it goes down. This is my village, this is my town, this is my city, this is how it goes down. This is my village, this is my town, this is my city, this is how it goes down. This is my village, this is my town. This is my city, this is how it goes down. This is my village, this is my town. This is my city, this is how it goes down. Listen up, clowns, I've been around for a minute. Everything you're doing now, I already did it. I stay making these sounds, middle finger up to the critics. I can give a fuck what you think every time I spit it. This music is my life, and on this mic is how I live it. There's money out here, so I gotta go get it. Go get it, 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 go get it. I'm a villain in this village. I conquer and then I pillage. It's survival of the fittest. My chronicles rival critics. 6 seconds to impress, undressed by the final minute. Yo, if you got the final record, go ahead and spin it. If you got my music, then go ahead and play it. If you got something on your mind, go ahead and say it. If not, then please stay silent. I'm a dictator to these haters who's not afraid to get violent. This is my village, this is my town, this is my city, this is how it goes down. This is my village, this is my town, this is my city, this is how it goes down. This is my village, this is my town, this is my city, this is how it goes down. This is my village, this is my town, this is my city, this is how it goes down. Listen up, young bucks, cause you have no clue. I was doing all of this shit way before you. Me and my crew, doing what we do. Drinking on brew at 2 in the afternoon. I'm after you like I'm mad at you, but the truth is I ain't mad at you, I just don't like your attitude. You ain't even half as rude, get even like latitude. Now I'm smashing on you little half-ass rap dudes. Most MCs lose when...
So I stop it right there, and the reason being you only get to watch half the video, because if you want to see the rest, you have to go give that view and that sub and that stream to my viewers. So if you want to finish watching that is Upset, you guys, at, let me get this right, hold up, My Village, Upset, YouTube, Upset Beats Music. YouTube, Upset Beats Music, and that was
Correct.
My Village. Go give that a stream, you guys. And there's a bunch more. I watched and listened to some this morning, and you make some good music, and it's catchy as fuck, dude. It is catchy as fuck.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I think that's the perfect way to do it. You know, is just stop it right there and say you want to watch the rest. So I appreciate that, and appreciate you checking out my channel. Absolutely, and having me on your interview. So.
Yeah, hey man, I appreciate you taking time out and coming on and giving me some episodes this season.
Yeah, it's just pretty cool how that worked out. You know, our friend Clarissa tagged me in that post, and I'm just worked out for this weekend with everything I got coming up this weekend. It's going to be a real big, I'm always busy working on something, but it's definitely a big weekend, and got a lot going on today, and got a lot coming up next week. So.
Yeah, shout out Clarissa and Bennett again, because she hooked it up with Hype this month for sure, and for bringing a bunch of you guys in. Man, she's been here for a hot minute. Yeah, she really does. So major shout out to you, girl. We appreciate you.
Very thankful.
Let's see here. I think you actually might have already answered this one, but just for viewers' sakes, because they know my questions, let me tell you, if I miss one, they're going to call me out. Which out of your songs that you have makes you emotional, whether it be happy, sad, just brings up the most emotion for you?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. There's a lot of songs that I have that are unreleased. There's a lot of songs I made quite a few years ago with my band Mankind that we have some. The cool thing is I'll be performing some of them live, but there's some of those that have a little bit of an emotional feel. A couple songs that are really deep at the time. But as far as what I have released and on my channel, I'd say two of the realest songs, I go back to Beautiful Girl, because that's about my daughter, and then a song that in a video that we made called Heartbreak Asylum, and that's just kind of about real life relationship type stuff, and just real life, and kind of how do I want to say, the balance between doing music and family life and stuff like that. So you know, and me being kind of wild at times in my younger days, I've tried to focus more on just the music, family, and just trying to be a little bit better as far as that goes. But yeah, I would say Heartbreak Asylum is definitely a very, very real, true song. Every word in there has meaning. It's about life for sure. So that would probably be one of them. And then Beautiful Girl, I've always say that too, because it's just, you know, I felt that joyous feeling when my daughter was born and created that song. And there's a lot of other songs that I have where I kind of mention things about her, but as far as that one is all about her from top to bottom. So yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
I got some ones that I'm working on that are definitely a little more on the emotional side, or, you know, just deal with some of the things I went through in the last few years and stuff. And I'm hoping to get those all recorded soon, and you know, try to get some new music out there for everybody. So
this is the one where I kind of am gonna weasel my way and hope you name dropped on us. Do you have name off some of your features, and then I want you to tell us one of your favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I have to go back to I know you guys talked about it on a couple interviews and stuff. The 308 Cypher, we're starting the year off like that. I mean, and just that track in general, getting to know all the you know, getting to know the Sky Manor guys and everybody out in Scotts Bluff as well, and just that whole collective that it became, knowing that, you know, when we started, I mean, they knew, you know, through the channels, everybody kind of knew someone, but there was never, you know, we all didn't really necessarily all know each other, especially me. I didn't know them personally, and got to know them, you know, through getting involved with that track and that whole project. And I mean, it's been growing ever since, you know. So to me, I really go back to that, because it's not just about the song. It's about, I think, the connection I made with them when we all met to do the video, and doing the video and everything that we went through. I don't know if have you seen the video, but, you know, doing the video and the snowstorm and driving, you know, I think I was on the road like 11 or 12 hours that day, driving in all kinds of crazy conditions, and never left the state of Nebraska, you know. So it was just quite the adventure, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, though. It was definitely an epic time, an epic song, and really just getting to know these guys, and then, you know, trying to get some of these guys to Grand Island, because I put on a lot of shows and promote a lot of shows in Grand Island. So getting them to come out this way to be on some of the shows and perform, and really just been building with them since. And we kind of created a brotherhood around that 308 Cypher. And so I go back to that one. Plus, I just love the beat. I love everybody's verses on it. And so really within that collective, you know, there's going to be, I don't want to give away too much, but there's going to be, you know, some other tracks coming with some of those artists involved that I'm going to be featured on some of their stuff. So just trying to kind of keep that going. You know, when Cypher was on his interview, he mentioned that me and him will have one together too. He had hit me up about a beat that, you know, they were working on, and wanted me featured on a verse there. So I did that, and hopefully, you know, that's the thing. I'm just trying to get my recording situation set up a little bit better. Recently, it just hasn't been, you know, the greatest, but I'm working on that. I'm gonna basically invest in some new equipment and stuff, and hopefully I can start knocking out some of these other features as well. So,
oh yeah, shout out Sky Manor. They're all, most of them are up in the chat right now. Appreciate you guys for being here.
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
So now, if you could work with anyone, dead or alive, who would you want to work with?
Man, that's a good one. You know, there's so many great artists. I always thought that doing the track with Joyner Lucas would be pretty fun. His music's always got a good hype to it. He's a great lyricist. You know, I'd probably say like Joyner Lucas, you know, Dead or alive, like I said, I kind of go back to DMX. I always, you know, that's one of my favorite artists of all time as well. So that'd be cool. As far as artists that have passed, as far as alive, still really any member of the Wu-Tang would be pretty badass too. So there's quite a bit out there, but I think a Joyner Lucas track would be pretty sick for sure. I mean, Eminem, you know, just, you know, some of the what I consider. I mean, I can't go without saying the Midwest legend himself, the man of strange music. You know, Tech Nine. I mean, that would be amazing to be on something strange music related. Tech Nine, you know, definitely. So that'd be pretty awesome. Anything like that, I think, would be pretty cool. So.
Yeah, that's the dream for
what's that?
That's the dream for a lot of underground anyway.
Especially around anything Midwest, you get a chance to work with strange music or anything affiliated with strange music. I mean, that's an awesome feeling, and you know, I'm blessed and fortunate, but also have worked hard to get on shows with some strange music artists and be kind of involved with some of those events. So I take that very seriously, and I mean, they've been killing shit for years and years and decades, and really build a whole independent empire with that label. So to see some artists that are on the label currently, some that have been in the past, come and go, you know. So another artist that I just thought of right now, you said something about having a track with. I always thought Jaron Benton would be awesome to have a track with. He's one of my favorites too. So, but yeah, basically any of those guys I mentioned there. So I could go on and on forever, I guess. But
so you actually just mentioned being able to open up for some of these artists. So one of my questions is, have you had the opportunity to perform out of state, and why don't you go ahead and name drop some of those people for us?
Yeah, absolutely. I have performed out of state quite a few times. I've been out to New York City, performed out there for what at the time it was a Def Jam. So I was doing Def Jam showcases. Shout out to Scott and Big Hef. Big Hef's big on A&R, artist development. He's vice president of Nerve DJs, DJ Coalition out that way, and also I, very very connected with Def Jam Records. So big shout out to Big Hef. But yeah, we were doing these showcase things, and we were actually, me and my buddy that performed with me, we had won a couple of them for like the Nebraska competition. We had won one in Omaha, I think, and that qualified us to it was either Lincoln or Omaha, but it qualified us to be in what you would see as like a national competition. So we were like one of the regional winners, so we got put on that national competition. It was like the top 20 winners, and so it was fun. It was a great event. Met artists that I still talk to this day, from all over, from anywhere from us being from Nebraska to, guys being from all the way out in Seattle or Arizona, and all up and down the, East Coast. There's a lot of artists there. So yeah, met a lot of artists out there, and we didn't finish in the top 3, but it was definitely an experience, and we got a lot of love out there in New York. A lot of people showed us love, and New York was cool as hell. Like, I just can't wait to go back. Sometimes I'll dream about it. It's actually kind of a trip. But yeah, I've had like realistic dreams where I was still in New York, and then I wake up and I'm in Nebraska. But it was fun. We made the most of it. What I kind of tell other artists too is that not to get hung up on the with the showcase circuit. I guess I've seen people get mad when they thought they should have been the winners or whatever. And really, a lot of that showcase circuit, it's cool to be the winners, obviously, but a big part of that to me that I'm glad I understood then, and I would preach it now, is that it's really about networking with other artists and meeting the people that are at those events. You know, there's people there that can help you get out there and network more. And you know, for me though, it was always just like, it was cool to meet that many other cool artists, you know. And so we did that in New York. And we won another one when we were doing that. We went to South by Southwest. That was an amazing experience. I would, you know, advise any artist to, at some point in your career, you want to try to go to South by Southwest and do something there. I feel like as an artist, that's something everyone should do. But as an artist too, I understand that it's not necessarily possible to do every year, because there's a budget there, and you know, it's a little bit of a travel down there. But yeah, that was an amazing event to be a part of there. I've done some shows in St. Louis, Phoenix, Arizona, you know, just Denver, been out to Denver a few times. You know, just really, yeah, went out to Cleveland. Cleveland was amazing. Cleveland showed us a lot of love. I can't wait to go back there too. That was when we drove basically 15 hours to do a 15-minute set. So that's that dedication. That's the type of shit that I'm on, is that, you know, if I commit to something, I want to see it all the way through. And you know, we drove 15 hours to do a 15-minute set, and I'll never look back or regret any of that. All those travels were definitely worth it. But I would say in the last few years, I've been trying to build with my local scene. I've been kind of building more with Grand Island and traveling a little less than I was, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, pre-COVID or whatever. But still travel. I'm still down to, you know, it just depends on the situation. If I get put on a show in another state, then I'll make those plans to be there, you know. So
That's dedication.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Just trying
Wifey and I have been there, done that. We drove 15 hours, and we didn't even get 15 minutes. We got 5 minutes. 5 minutes to be background dancers for a homie that we have out in Texas. But you know, it was an opportunity, and we got to see a Stevie Stone show, and I'm street team. Awesome. So you know, it was kind of 2-for-1 deal. But we drove 15 hours for that shit.
That's dedication right there too. And if anything, I mean, that's big love and support for your friends, and you, like you said, if you're helping out your homie, I mean, that's huge right there. So, you know, I think that you have the right mentality as well, is that, you know, yeah, sometimes it's about the experience, and to have those experiences, sometimes you got to go through things, you know. Like I said earlier, when I mentioned the snowstorm we were driving through to get to the 308 video shoot and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, at the time it's a little hectic, a little scary, like almost sliding off the road and stuff. But after doing it and everything, like I said, I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, it was supposed to go that way. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's the journey that we go through to you know, that to me is what really matters. So I've been enjoying it. So.
So
I
now,
love it.
Now the question from where have you performed turns into, if you were headlining any show and you were opening, where would any venue in the world, where would you want to headline?
Man, that's definitely a tough one, because there's so many awesome venues. I guess I would have to go with Red Rocks. Honestly, I mean, to headline Red Rocks seems like something that's always legendary when somebody does that. And as far as how beautiful that venue is, and just, you know, pretty much cut into the landscape, you know, and everything about it, the atmosphere about it and everything, I'd probably go with Red Rocks. Or, you know, if it had to be indoor arena, I mean, the go-to epic shit, I guess what you could say, would be you know, Madison Square Garden or something like that. But as far as the actual outdoor venue, I mean, Red Rocks would be hard to beat, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to give everyone a little notice, though, because everyone seems to want to come out here and perform at Red Rocks. So I just want to give you all a little tip. Do that shit before October. because you book anything after October, you are going to be freezing your ass off, and so is
Oh, I
everyone
bet.
else in that venue,
Yeah.
dude. We're going to be rocking out with you. We're still going to show up, but we're going to be so fucking
Gonna be really
miserable.
cold,
And
huh?
so, yeah, so are you, dude. Everyone who
Yeah.
comes here and does their first show, and it's after a little bit after October, the weather's a little cold. That's even Tech has said it himself, man. I got off that stage and I was freezing my fucking balls off, man. Just don't. Come to Red Rocks, please, by all means, but do it in the damn summer, you guys, because
Yeah,
you will
yeah.
regret it.
Hey, well, I appreciate that, and maybe we can manifest that to happen someday, and I'll keep that in mind. That we try to schedule it for a summer, not when we're all freezing our asses off. So
Yeah. I'm
that's a good
blessed to
question.
be so close. I'm blessed. I really am to be so close to that venue and have been able to go there and seen every, kind of weather event possible. And it's Colorado weather is something else. People, I think, underestimate it. So just
Yeah,
want to,
yeah, yeah. That's a great question though, because there's so many. I mean, just monstrous shows or tours or just venues that I would love to get a chance to perform at. So that's a really good question. So but yeah, as far as that venue, as long as it's at the right time of the year, that's what we have to go with. We got to make sure. So you heard it here first. Matt
we're
Wack Jackson,
manifesting. Yeah, we're
make sure
manifesting
make
some Red
sure it's
Rock
not in the
shows.
winter.
Yeah.
Make sure we're not freezing our asses off.
Upset at Red Rocks coming to you
Yep.
in the future.
Yes.
All right, so I just want to take a second and remind our viewers, if to you guys watching, please drop some questions, you guys. Feel free. I'm sure you'd be more than happy to answer any questions you guys might have. And
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can see the comments, but I want to just let you know real fast to hit up Cody Ross after the show because he can make some shit happen for you. He'll let you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. That's Suge White right there. Of course he would.
One of our questions, actually, someone would like to know what venues in Denver did you perform at?
It's been a few years. I'm trying to think of the sports. It was a sports bar that was in Westminster. It was for Little Flip. It was a Little Flip show, and I opened for Little Flip there in Denver. And I'm trying to think of what that. That's a good question. I'd have to dig back through some flyers to see. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what that. It was a sports bar though, a little bit around that area. So I'd have to try to think of the sports bar name though. But it was a fun show for sure.
Oh yeah. Another question is, what are some things you like to do outside of music?
Outside of music, I like to hang out with family and friends, just kind of like anyone else. Spend time with my daughter, go down to the park with her and just try to anything outside of music. I'm trying to put in family time, or hang out with my friends sometimes and catch up with everybody. I'm really busy with the music sometimes, so I always try to maybe watch some football or something with my friends, or just honestly being an entertainer. One thing about it is I still love to be entertained, right? So when it's just like I said, music's part of my life, to where if I'm not performing at a show or working on music, sometimes I might be the ones going to the concerts or so outside of music, I'm still kind of involved with music, I guess, so other than that, me and my daughter painted the other day, and that was it was just simple paintings, but she's a really good artist, and that's probably my first painting that I've done in maybe 5 years or so, just but it felt good to sit with her and do that, you know, and paint. So I'm hoping to get back into painting a little bit when I do have a little bit of time, but there's not a whole lot of extra free time, I would say, in my life as far as outside of music, because anything I would consider what somebody would say free time, I guess, or time on my hands or whatever. Most of the time, that's when I'm trying to work on something with the music, or, you know, it's like take care of work, take care of family, and then I can get all my music stuff done. So I keep late hours, put it that way. But
awesome.
on weekends, if I'm not performing, yeah, I mean, if anything, maybe hang out with some of my homies and have a couple beers or something like that. But for the most part, we stay pretty booked. So
I just want to throw out there real fast. If you're doing art, and especially if you have a kid doing art, I am artsy fartsy, and I have a open group, Artsy Fartsy 303, that is pretty much an open art share group for people to get that artwork just seen, and, you know, give
cool.
people
Yeah,
like your daughter a platform to express themselves, basically.
Absolutely. She's real particular about what she'll show to people, but if there's ones that she approves on, then I'll see if she wants me to post them in that group for sure. And the one thing I appreciate that, and I did notice that I do remember talking to you about that, because I seen some of your cover art on some of your songs. I thought it was really dope. So who knows, maybe there's a collaboration that can happen there too, and maybe have you do some album art for me or something, because I really enjoyed I thought it was really creative and a really cool art that you got going on there. Heck yeah.
I appreciate that.
For sure. Absolutely.
Another question is, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
That's a really good question too. I always thought Ireland would be kind of cool to go check out. Just because I have Irish bloodline in me, as far as I'm like half Irish or whatever. But I always thought anything like Europe, I think, would be cool. I thought it was like kind of crazy, you know, that Europe's so connected, as far as, you know, everything's in one area. That a buddy of mine is telling me that when he went, he was able to take, you know, like a train that basically goes through a lot of different countries, you know, as you're I guess seeing the world, you know. Paris is always a city, I think, that is one of those top ones that people would want to see. Italy, go see the Colosseum and all the you know, historic Roman days type stuff, I think would be kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, there's so many awesome places. So, but I would probably choose one of those first if I could.
Oh, yeah, no, Ireland seems awesome, and it looks like Cody Ross, that's on his list too. So he wants to know when you guys are going. You're gonna go turn up in the pub, he said.
Heck yeah, man, we got to. No, that'd be crazy right there. Yeah, that'd be fun, man. That'd be fun. We definitely have to go there and drink some beers and have a good time there in Ireland. So, you never know.
Beer.
These things happen pretty quick. So those guys, you know, Cody, they move quick too with their plans and make big shit happen too. So who knows? You know, that'd be crazy. Might catch us doing the 308 cipher in Ireland or something. You know, let's go worldwide with it, baby.
So from a couple comments up in here, I have to ask if you guys are going to be drinking beer up in the pub, or if you're going to be drinking some iced tea because you have some kind of iced tea addiction.
I do. Yeah, I'm first of all, I want to say, if Lipton, Pure Leaf, any of y'all are watching, man, y'all got to sponsor your boy. I do. Every time I do shows, I got iced tea. I drink a lot of iced tea because a couple years ago, I stopped drinking soda, like Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper. You know, I used to drink a couple a day or whatever, and it helped me, I guess, get away. It's still, you know, some of that caffeine and stuff, but not as much as the sugar. I drink unsweetened iced tea, and so in the beginning, it kind of helped me get away from drinking, you know, soda and drinking the pop and everything. But yeah, yeah, and I drink water, but sometimes I just, you know, it's the iced tea for me. Yeah, so I guess it has become kind of an addiction. I got to have one almost every day. It's like when somebody wakes up and, you know, I don't drink a whole lot of coffee either. I might have a little bit in the morning here and there or when I'm really tired, but I don't drink a whole lot of coffee. So it's kind of like one of those things. I wake up, I might drink water and then get me an iced tea from the store, and then, you know, afternoon get another one. So yeah, if anybody out there can help me get a sponsorship, you know, I'll give you all a bunch of iced tea as well.
I am so with you on that. The only thing I drink basically is coffee, and for me it's Peak iced tea, unsweetened.
Yeah,
because I can't have sugar.
Yeah. What's your favorite like brand though?
I'm a Peak person, right? Isn't it Peak? I think that's what I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Gold Peak.
Yeah, yep. Those are like my first go-to will be like Pure Leaf, or I like the what's the other one? It's called like Red Diamond or something, I think. But that one's good too. If they don't have it, I'll get that one.
I am definitely a fan of, what was the other one? Pure Leaf. It's just for some reason I cannot find the no sugar out here in Colorado in that brand anymore. They took it away.
Really?
Because that's what I used to drink. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna have to send you something.
Cheers to iced tea.
Yeah, let's go. I try to remind myself drink more water, stuff like that. But you know, iced tea is usually my go-to, and then try to drink a water here and there in between. Try to stay away from drinking sugar stuff usually.
Shout out Jerry Robinson. Drink more water.
No, that's right.
You know.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, he dropped that album. That is what it's called. Yeah.
Yep, that would his last one. I'm pretty sure that's the last album he did.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, I remember seeing that.
So, as for you, what are some of your strategies and ways to grow, or in other words, your 5-year plan?
It's hard to say as far as exactly, you know, the 5 years goes, because I think that sometimes 1 year can really make a difference in an artist's life. You know, a lot of people went from maybe being unknown to, you know, very popular or very known, or in a year. So as far as the 5 years, but a lot of it with what I'm doing now, what I've been doing is really staying like consistent with the shows that I put on. And I would say a lot of what I do is in person, you know, doing the shows, talking to the people, trying to give out, give out the business cards or promotional flyers, and really just try to promote what it is that I'm doing. And I'm hoping, I would say, looking forward, what I'd like to do is try to start getting more of a advertisement and promotional budget to really start putting a little more of advertising behind what it is we're doing. Word's definitely spreading. It's getting out there, you know, especially around this area. I'm still a big fan that word of mouth still works. It's one of those things where, you know, I can tell people how cool a show is going to be, knowing what we're about to do or what we put together. But when someone else that has been to a show tells somebody else, hey, I went to this show, it was amazing, y'all got to go. There's just something about that, hearing it from somebody that actually went, that people go, well, you know, if they loved it, then it must be a good time. So we all want to go. I think that's, you know, always going to be part of the strategy, is still keep it with the word of mouth and really the grassroots way of promoting. But a lot of what I want to do moving forward is going to be more of a actual advertising and promotion behind it. So, yeah.
All right. So, check this out.
Music.
Why don't you give us a little example real fast, and how you're going to do that, and go ahead and promote this next show that you have, I believe, next Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Yeah, I appreciate the platform as well. Thank you very much. But yeah, so this will be my third year performing on the Nebraska State Fair. It's a very big opportunity. It's very very blessed to be a part of it and have worked my ass off, quite frankly, to get involved with that. And really build with those connections. The more the years have went on, the bigger, I guess, performance area that I've been put on. So it really took me getting my foot in the door and building some connections with other bar owners and venue owners in the Grand Island area to kind of get more connected with the State Fair people. But with that being said, yeah, that's going to be on Tuesday, August 27th. And it's going to be at 8 p.m. at the Pump and Pantry Party Pit stage area. But yeah, Tuesday, August 27th is going to be our night to shine there. So it's going to be an awesome show. I'm going to have a couple openers on it. I got he's my nephew, but he's also a younger artist here coming up in Grand Island. He goes by the name Braden's Faded. He's got some new songs, and he's like I say, he's getting started, but he's got really good song writing skills, and he's ready to put on a great show. I've seen him, go from his first show to what he's doing now within a couple of years, and the growth has been really awesome to watch. And I'm glad that I've been able to be a big part of that and help him get more comfortable on a mic and practice with us and stuff like that. And we got another friend of mine and a great artist from here in Grand Island, Nebraska. He goes by the name Audie, and he's done shows with us really since the beginning of when I first started putting on my own events. He was one of the first artists that I knew at the time and said, man, you want to get involved and be part of these shows. And so that's a connection that me and him's really built over the years. So it was one of those where I definitely wanted him on this year's event as well. And he's a great artist. He brings out a lot of people as well, so that helps. And then you'll have us, which is going to be, I don't want to give away too much, but the set that I have planned is a little mixture of some of my older music that I had with my homie Richard. Together we're Mankind is the band that we had back in the day, and we still do those songs and perform those and keep that name going, and so the State Fair is usually a big one that me and him both do every year. And it's, once when we perform it, it's like no time has ever happened in between, we just snap back right to where we were years ago. But yeah, so it'd be a little mixture of Mankind and then my band Upset, basically my band behind me. And we'll have a special guest drummer with us, Cruz Salazar, who is in another band called Cruise Control. And then we also have a band called Dollar Hide. They go by Dollar Hide. I think they're from North Platte and Kearney. And basically, so it's going to be a mixture of hip hop, a little bit of rock and metal. I got my DJ homie that's going to be rocking it with us, Thumper. He's kind of, I would say, if you had to say a genre, it's like EDM music, dubstep, drum and bass, stuff like that. So it's going to definitely be a great mixture for the crowd, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone come out. If you're watching right now, man, help us, just spread the word, get everybody out there for the party pit. Let's show the people at the State Fair that, to start including more hip hop acts and that, we can put on a great show and basically, just trying to really provide that entertainment for the hometown crowd and also any of the State Fair attendees. So Tuesday, August 27th. To anyone watching this on Facebook, all you have to do is at the top of this video, his name should be highlighted in blue. Click on that, and his profile picture will tell you everything you need to know, pretty much. So if you are interested in this event, that is how an easy way to find out that information. And while you're there, follow. Yeah, I wanted to take the time too to say that one of my original ideas with this year's State Fair was with everything that we've had going on with the 308 Cypher, it was one of my original ideas to see if there was going to be a way to kind of fit all the artists in and also be able to do that. And this year I had a little less time to work with, but I don't want to tease y'all too much, but that's going to be kind of my main mindset for next year's show, is maybe kind of base something around that. We'll see, you know, how it develops, but yeah, just kind of didn't really work out that way this year, I'd say, but that don't mean it's not going to happen. So just want to let everybody know that. But yeah, come see us on Tuesday, August 27th, 8 p.m. at the Pump and Pantry Party Pit stage. It's going to be a great time. So
only $3.
Oh yeah, I mean, I should mention that basically the way that works is to get into where our concert area is, you basically just have to pay a general admission fee at the main State Fair gates, and that night is, I think, the cheapest night to get into the State Fair. It's a special that they run, and it's only $3 to get in. So $3 gets you in not only to the fair but also to our concert. So I expect to see a lot of people come out. I've already had a lot of people telling me that they're coming. I mean, we've been posting about it, really trying to put it out there and get it out there and get some eyes on the event. And yeah, I think it's going to be an awesome event. Like to mention that it is all ages as well, and yeah, $3 to get in. So it's from 8 o'clock till 10:30 p.m. So
Show up and show out, guys.
absolutely.
All right. So, in your opinion or your experience, I guess, what has been one of the hardest obstacles you've had to overcome as an artist?
Myself being stuck in my own head, probably about certain things, about little things, really, sometimes, as far as never really a confidence thing. I've always been a confident person in my skills. I've always been confident in the music I've made. I think sometimes it's more of a perfectionist type thing. It's wanting something to sound so great or wanting something to be perfect. I've realized over the years that it's never gonna be perfect. Nothing really is in this world. So I think at some point you gotta get it sounding as good as possible and be as happy with it as possible. But one thing I would love to improve on for the remainder of this year and moving forward is getting to the point of releasing new music. I have a lot of unreleased music that, like I said, I think it will be received well. Just for some reason, just a lot of things have happened over the years, and just haven't released some of these songs. So I'm looking to kind of change that mindset a little bit and start releasing stuff more, and just and like I said, getting my studio set back up again. Personally, I think was going to help me start putting out a lot more music and making more content. A lot of what I focused on in the last 5 to 6 years, if I had to say, has been that transition of artist to promoter and both. But I would say in the last few years, a lot of my time and efforts have went more into the promotion side of the music and building kind of more of a hip hop scene in Grand Island with some of the younger artists coming up. So I've really focused on putting together shows and, bringing other artists into Grand Island and making Grand Island a stop on Interstate 80 when people are coming through on their tours. So if they've booked Omaha and Denver and need something in between, that's worked out for a lot of artists. I've had a lot of artists say, it's cool that Grand Island is where it is location wise. That helps them break down their tour a little bit, and they get to put another show in there, and then we get to do a badass show and basically bring out the hometown crowd and provide entertainment for people around here. I think we all want to be entertained, and I think for a while there, Grand Island, when I was growing up, seemed to lack that. There wasn't a whole lot of live entertainment to the way it is now. There's a lot more going on now, so I'm just glad to be involved in that. But at the end of the day, I want to say anyone else holds anybody back besides yourself, really. If you want to achieve it, you can go do it. And I've done that as well. I'm a firm believer in that, because there's so many things I put my mind to that I have done, and I'm proud of that, very proud of that. And there's been times where, I've been working on certain shows that outside, what do you want to say? The buzz from the outside of my circle might be like, man, this is crazy. How's he going to pull this off or something? And, I figure out a way, and it helps to have people around me as well that can help me put together some of these events. And, everybody's been down to help pretty much. And so very thankful for a lot of the guys around me and a lot of the people in my life. But I would say moving forward, I think that's one thing I want to try to get over that hurdle is just being, being more accepting of my own music, and saying that, what, sometimes it's not going to sound perfect. It's okay to let it go and start putting out some of these unreleased tracks. I think, the people that follow me deserve that. And it's something that I think I'll feel a lot better, as a person, getting some of this stuff, some of the unreleased stuff out there into the world. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wish you luck on that.
Hopefully I'll have new music for y'all, coming soon. So.
Oh, yeah. I look forward to it already.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So I've only got 2 questions left. So pretty much this is the part of the show where I want to remind my viewers one more time to drop any questions they may have. And I'm going to throw the floor to you to discuss anything we may have missed, anything exciting or anything like that we haven't covered. And also I want to remind you to please drop your social media, where everyone can find you. And
absolutely.
Shout out real fast to Curtis Roper tuning in all the way over from New Zealand. What up, bro? Glad to have you tuning in today. Andrea Ward, thank you for tuning in. Danielle, Boyd Music is in the house. Yo-Yo, thank you for tuning in. Yo-Yo, if you're still here, have your boy contact me. I'd love to get him on the show. Yeah, dude, go tell them anything we might have missed, and don't forget those social handles so that everyone watching knows exactly where to find you.
Was there another question that was in the comments?
No, I have 2 more in the comments. Let me check. I don't think so. So I'll just do the whole thing over real fast. I got 2 questions left.
Okay.
But I want my viewers,
Okay.
watching. Go ahead. You drop those questions right now, and you take the floor. It's yours.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. First of all, let me say, like I said, I'm very, very thankful, and I appreciate being on the show. Thank you for what you do for independent artists to give us a platform to speak about our music and our lives, So with that being said, anybody that's watching out there, you can find me on Instagram at Upset Beats. I post very frequently about stuff that we have coming up. So it's always a good starting point that, if you start following me on the Instagram, then it'll lead to other links and stuff that can help you find what we got going on, whether it's my YouTube channel or shows. You can find me so like I said, on Instagram, it's at Upset Beats. On Facebook, it's Upset Beats is my music page. Dave Allen is what my personal page is on Facebook. And on YouTube, you can find me at on YouTube, it's Upset Beats Music, all capital letters there on that. And then Spotify, Apple Music, and all the platforms is Upset. So if you search Upset My Village, that should pop up. It's one of my more popular songs, or Upset Country Boys is another one that can help with that. So yeah, basically just working on trying to get more music out there this year. And yeah, that's how you find me though, on social media. So
oh yeah, right on, man. So Cody Ross asked the question, and it's actually a question that I skipped in my own thing. So thank you, Cody. But I'll say it exactly the way he said it just to make sure. He has a very specific question. He wants to know what you say to those who say Upset sucks.
Did they post the meme?
No, well, if it did, it didn't show up on my end.
Tell them the best way to answer that is just post the meme, and then everybody can see for themselves.
So, alternately, though, the
I
question.
would tell them that if people say upset sucks, it probably means they don't have much of a chin, you know. So.
All right. So my version of this question is actually, you have a hater right now. How do you address them?
But I'm honestly just let people be who they are. And I think feeding into some of that, and I've had that in the past where, you know, people will maybe comment or, you know, drop a laugh emoji on something that you feel like is serious or whatever, like little sneak disses or whatever. But I try not to get really caught up in that. And, you know, I just, the best thing, and I've actually done it before, is one of the coolest feelings is, as a person and as an artist, is when someone starts off as a non-believer and you kind of just let them take their course on hating on you and let them see from the outside instead of commenting back and forth, because really that's all people want is a reaction of like, oh yeah, well this and that. But it's like, you know, at the end of the day, people have their opinions. Music's very subjective. So just because somebody says they didn't like some of my music or something, that doesn't really hurt me or affect me personally, you know. But one of the coolest feelings, getting back to that, is somebody that starts as a non-believer, but as you do more and more stuff and you're posting more stuff and you just kind of keep that your own consistency to you. I've had that happen where somebody started off as maybe not really liking my music or not, you know, or having a misunderstanding about who I was or what I wanted to do with music or what I was trying to portray or something like that. And, you know, years later you look back and maybe they're supporters now. So I think that's kind of cool, you know, is that people can go from non-believers to believers. But it's up to the artist to show them why you should be a believer, why you should be a fan. I don't really trip about the lack of support. I focus on trying to get people to support me by the moves that I make. But, you know, people not, you know, coming to shows or stuff like that, I'm not going to be mad at anybody about it. If anything, I'm going to work harder to make sure that, you know, I want to get to the point where people are like, I don't want to miss one of his shows. You know what I mean? I want to see everything he's doing. I want to listen to every song he puts out. As an artist, that's what I think motivates us. So with the haters and stuff like that, I just kind of laugh it off. It's funny. You know, so we had some of that here and there. You know, just kind of move along pretty much. So yeah. You know, just got to keep things moving and focus on myself, you know, so. You know, and at the end of the day, another thing is I think it's important that, you know, sometimes you got to laugh at yourself. So, yeah, you know, there's things I want to be able to be better at as well. So you take some of it with a grain of salt, I guess you'd say. But at the same time, you know, it doesn't really affect me too much.
Exactly.
Just keep shit moving.
Basically, I got enough
people that love and support me that it definitely outweighs the hate. So I'm fine with that.
Well, and the main consensus really is that if you have haters, you must be doing something right.
Right. Yeah. So maybe I need more haters. I don't know. But yeah, they come and they go, you know, so.
Yep. All right, so I'm down to my last two questions, and this one I need you, because this is Hype AF podcast, I need you to answer this question hype as fuck. What is your most favorite or memorable hype as fuck moment, whether it be you getting to meet someone or someone met you and was just something? What is your most hype moment? But tell us and relive that shit.
I mean, there's been so many times, I think, so many shows, so many awesome, just amazing things that have happened because of the music life. It's like I said, I'm forever thankful that it's really cool. It's an awesome lifestyle to live, and it's an awesome community to be a part of. It's hard to say exactly I'm trying to think because there's so many awesome times, but that'd be one I'd kind of have to think about there. But I would say really got to take it back. There's an underground artist. It's hard to say exactly one time, but now we're thinking about there was a really cool ass moment that happened. There's an underground artist that I don't know who's all familiar with him, but he's a great lyricist, and he goes by the name of Mr. Liff. And Mr. Liff was doing a show, and this is when I just first, I think, barely even was freestyle. I don't think I was even doing shows at the time. I went to him and Cage, I think. I went to one of their shows, and there was a power outage, and I thought it was dope because the show got canceled, which really sucked because of somebody crashed into the power box or something, a wreck. And anyway, everybody went to the parking lot. The artist did to like hustle their CDs and try to sell some merch. And I went out there. I was talking to him, and then I got to basically freestyle. We did a freestyle cipher together, and I remember feeling pretty hyped that he was like, "Damn, dude, that was pretty dope," So to get somebody I looked at as like a great lyricist, to tell me that I was holding my own in a freestyle cipher with him was fucking blew my mind at the time, honestly, because I wasn't even doing shows or nothing at that time. So maybe that inspired me more than I knew then, looking back on it now, I guess. But that was an awesome moment. Bud Crawford coming to support one of our shows. I was doing in Omaha, and next thing you know, there's Crawford there supporting. Getting to meet him at one of my own shows was amazing too. So there's been a lot of those cool moments, meeting some of these artists that you do shows with, and then getting compliments from them about yourself. It's another world, it's kind of mind blowing a little bit. If there's one more thing I would say is like years ago, me and my boy Richard from Mankind, we opened for Twista, and so when we did the show, what I didn't know is that Twista and the legendary Traxter, who's like the main producer of Do or Die and Twista, they actually had a direct in-ear feed of what was going on stage. So I didn't know it the whole time, but they were actually listening to our set, and for them to tell us, after the show that they were jamming out to it in their trailer, waiting to go on stage. I thought that was amazing too. And getting to meet the legendary Traxter and just kind of pick his brain about production. And, at that time I was so, young too, and starting off that I didn't even dare ask how much for a beat. There's no way I could have afforded it. But to pick his brain as far as producing and production and just the history behind all that Chicago rap scene right there with Twista and Do or Die and them, I think that was pretty hype for sure. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, that sounds awesome. And like you said,
that's three different stories. It's hard to say around the top of the head, but there's been a lot of moments like that. Getting to meet, some of the people you idolize and stuff like that, growing up, and then being on the same stages as them is an awesome feeling.
It really is. And like you said, just to even kind of know that your music was heard by someone like that. Like it's an awesome feeling.
Yeah, that's definitely one I'll always keep close to me for sure.
So my last question, and this one, if you are not a regular viewer, tends to throw you off. So, what is your favorite dinosaur?
That's awesome. I would have to go with Triceratops. Triceratops is my favorite dinosaur. Yeah. Small but mighty.
I feel like that one gets left out, so I'm glad you picked that poor little Triceratops, man.
It reminds me of, it's they're an underdog story too, which is technically the meaning of upset is not upset as being mad, but upset based on underrated victory or unexpected victory,
Yeah, a sports term, basically.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But I don't know. I always thought Triceratops was pretty dope, for sure.
Oh yeah, right on. I love that answer.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
what about you?
Yeah, oh, dude, if I have to pick one, it's gonna be Rex always.
Oh yeah, awesome.
But I'm a dinosaur freak. I got the artsy fartsy logo, and I got.
Oh, sweet.
I mean, that whole area back there is. I'm a freak, dude. I'm a freak.
That's awesome. Yeah, I do now. I do recall you asking. I think Cypher when I was watching some of his. I love that. That's great. It's good to find out. Heck yeah, everybody has a favorite. So.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do a little selfless promo if you don't mind, real quick. If you guys want to know a little bit about my favorite dinosaurs, I got a track out called Jurassic Shuffle. Go check that out. Me and my homie Widow. It's Jurassic Shuffle. Go check that out. It's a whole song about fucking dinosaurs. So yeah, just go give that a stream. Show me some love, man.
I'm gonna check it out. I am.
Fuck yeah, man. But that's all the questions I have for you today, and I want to thank you so much for coming on, and thank all my viewers as well. Shout out again, Kirk Dimmitt. Thank you for tuning in.
Kirk, what's up?
I think I got everybody. If you showed up and you didn't leave a comment, I can't see your name, but we still appreciate you tuning in and watching as always. And for you, I want to make sure that you know that you are welcome back on the show anytime. Just hit my DM. So next time you got something coming up and you're like, hey man, I need to do some promo, I got you. Just hit me up, and I want to send you off with the hopes that you sell out every single one of your shows, and that every single song that you drop from here until the end of time is over 1 million streams. So
no, I thank you so much, and like I said, I'm just very thankful to be on the show, and glad we were able to do this today. So you're much appreciated with a lot of us independent artists, and keep doing what you do. Definitely keep it going. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on, and like I said, you're welcome back anytime. Just let me know.
Awesome. Well, let's stay in touch, and you have a blessed day.
You too. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you. Hey, thanks for everybody tuning in. Love y'all. See y'all Tuesday.
Go follow, like, and subscribe, you guys. Much love.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, guys. So a big shout out again to today's guest, Upset, and to every single one of you that tuned in. If you enjoyed the episode of Hype, please do me a favor and drop some stars. You can donate via links, and kind of a cool update, all of your donations will in fact be going to update the Hype as Fuck podcast, because Dudley Life is kind of all right. We're back on track. So again, it's not required, but it's definitely appreciated. And above all, if you guys would do me a huge solid favor, head over to the YouTube and give the channel a like and subscribe, and turn on those notifications. That way you will never miss another future episode of Get Hype AF. And I have another one coming up for you guys, actually, this Monday with Delusion. I hope to God I'm saying that right. If not, hook me up, correct me. But that's this Monday. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope I see you next Monday on YouTube. Hit like and subscribe. Much love. And I am out of here, you guys.